Let's take a look now at a school exam report. In this particular case, this was Morgan Elementary School, a fictitious school, and this is a grade 5 math report. We have 5 teachers: Anthony, Denise, Andrea, Claudia, and Deshelle. And let's kind of pretend that they're sitting in a meeting looking at their data. And if they're looking at their data, you can see that we have a lot of pretty colors. A reminder that green is doing very well. That's advanced, proficient, basic, below basic, and far below basic. And our goal, of course, to meet national standards is to get everybody up to at least that light green stage. And of course, we're very happy if we get it up to the dark green. Our numbers and things along the side here, these are California standards, and such as this would be number sense 1.5 on down the line 2.1, etc. All these relate to a particular standard. And farther down the report, we can take a look at what those standards are. When we look at this, we can see that each one of those standards represent a specific skill that students are going to try to learn. So let's crawl back up here again and see that as a report in general, we can see we always like to see our highlights first, always kind of reward ourselves, pat ourselves on the back. In this particular case, we're looking at 1.4, and we have proficients all the way across with one really nice look at it, advanced. And then if we're looking at it, okay, what went not so well for our whole class, we look at 1.5 here, and in this case we're all just on the basic range. Now, for us to decide on, is this really valid information? Does this really tell us how well we're doing on these particular standards? It's important for us to scroll down a little bit and see, did we have enough test items to make this a valid measure of that particular standard? So we come down here and we look at our information down below here. Here we have our specific standard. Over on this we have number of items, and in this case we can see we have 4 all the way down to 1 item. Now the general rule of thumb is that you need at least 4 items to make it fairly valid results. Obviously you're never going to be 100%. So let's take a look at a couple of them. They're different number levels. 1.2, let's take a look at that. We have a 5, and one of them that we were kind of wondering about with a wide range is 1.1. So we go up here and look at our results again. In 1.1, we went from proficient all the way down to below proficient. We have a wide range, but we only have 3 test questions on that, so we may not want to spend as much time talking about our differences, successes, and failures on that one. Whereas on 1.2, again, we have a wide range. We have 5 test questions. We go from proficient down to 2 classes being below proficient. It's at this point in time that we really start looking for our teachers to step up with being very good at being a professional learning community and being able to share with each other. In this case, I think our other 4 teachers are going to look to Denise and say, Denise, what did you do? And hopefully Denise has a few good ideas of what she did that made it work for her particular class, and the other teachers can then start evaluating how they did and have a discussion. Data is really not worth a whole lot unless there's some real personality put behind it. It's a conversation starter, and this particular report helps teachers to get that conversation started to see what's going on. In this particular case, we can now look at a couple of 3 standards and start growing with our successes and where we want to start improving.